everybody, and welcome to this special video on the full moon, the eclipse, the first eclipse for 2025 that's occurring this month on the 14th. And so this is, as I said, a very important eclipse, being the first of the year. It is in Virgo. And so Virgo, of course, is a very powerful star sign, but this is about letting go. That's what Virgo is all about anyway, so that's a good thing to know. This is a very important eclipse. It's a very big one. It's quite powerful. This is an eclipse where we could have quite a few breakthroughs, but we need to make room for those breakthroughs. So it's a very much karmic endings to a lot of things. So let's have a little look, shall we, and see what Spirit wants to say to us when it comes to this eclipse that's taking place on the 14th. I'm going to ask them for a message that we're going to actually look at the end of the reading from our Angels and Gods and Goddesses deck. So I'm going to ask Spirit for a message that we'll actually look at the end. It's just additional guidance for us all. So this is a very much a reading for all of us. This is for everyone. All of you who are watching, this guidance is for you. At what we refer to as the collective. Whoever finds this video, you're here for a reason. So let's see, what is it Spirit wants to say to us, shall we, about this? So we're inviting Spirit to join us, and we're just asking this 14th of March, what is it you'd like to say to us all about this lunar eclipse, this very first eclipse, full moon eclipse on the 14th. And full moon is, a very powerful time, very much a time to let things go out of our life as well, everyone. Very first is the Hermit, time to maybe look into what it is we do need to change. And of course, we have the Star. So what is it we want to change? What is it we really want to bring into our life for the better? And the answers do lie within. The Hermit is all about the answers laying within. Time to look within yourself as to, what do I need to be happy? What is it that I need for a change? Putting myself first for a change. And the Star is all about everything we're hoping and wishing for. We just wish upon a star. If ever you're doubting yourself and you get the Star, this is saying, no more doubts, no more fears. This is not a time to be afraid of letting anything go either. This is the time for you now to start creating something different, something new. This is a big, big time for change. This is a big time for lots of things coming to an end so that we can, in fact, move forward. This is about a decision. So we need to decide, what is it that we need at the moment? What is it, everyone, that we need to be happy? What sort of an energy do we want to put ourselves into? Do we want to be happy? Do we want to be carrying burdens? Or do we want to grow? Now's the time to get rid of all that stuff that we don't need anymore. We need to let it go, release ourselves of that. And so the Hermit, he knows what we need. He's saying to us, the Hermit is saying, the answers lay within. We also need to shine a light on the things that no longer serve us. We need to really look at things and say to ourselves, well, look, I've been putting up with this for a long time. I've been tolerating that for a long time. And I think now is a time when I need to put myself first, do what I want, do what I need, create what I need in my life for a change. Because there are many of us that we care about other people a lot. We are empaths and we care, but we take on burdens, and sometimes we allow ourselves to be burdened by the problems of other people. And we must get to a stage where we say to ourselves, I can't do that anymore. They need to look after themselves. They need to make change. They need to sort themselves out. They need to let go, like we're letting go now under this full moon phase. And so what else would you like to give us, please, when it comes to, this is a time for completion. It's a time to let things go. It's a time to bring that something to an end and feel the joy of that. Okay, look, it may not be the easiest thing in the world. It may not be something that that is, you know, easy. It could be a job. Maybe some of you are in a position, you're in a career where you're just so fed up. You're just sick and tired of working like crazy and nobody really appreciates you. And so you've thought, you know what? I think I'm going to start tying up some loose ends. I think I'm going to start moving on from this. I'm going to put some plans into place. And this is a time for you to decide. This is a time for you to get on that new path. I feel that some of you, or one of you out there, you've been mulling over this for a while. There could also be a situation around you where you need to cut your ties from family. Maybe there are too many people just putting all their problems onto your shoulders all the time. You've tried very hard to be strong for them, but it's just getting too much. And so it's got you to a stage where you're up against a bit of a brick wall. Some of you might feel as though you're up against a bit of a brick wall, but Spirit is saying, no, not really. It's just a matter of how tall do you think that wall is, because it's not as tall as you think. You could just walk around it and go to plan B. And so maybe there is a need. Is there a need for a plan B around you at the moment where you start to look at things a little bit differently? We have to have faith and trust our intuition here. We have to have faith and trust our intuition and get onto this new path, this new beginning, this fresh start. This is what we need to bring in at the moment. And the only way we can do that, everyone, is to bring other things to a completion, finish things off, make big, big changes, and look at the changes. Look at what's going to happen when we do. When we bring in these changes with this full moon, when we start to do things for ourselves under the influence of the Virgo, look at the success, the recognition and reward, and the able to move on. This is a 3 to 5 month card, everyone. This is a 3 to 5 month card. The eclipses go for about 6 months. This is the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. This is changes. This is big change. Changes in you. You now deciding what it is that you want in your life, changing things for the better for you. What is it that you need? What is it that what is it that's going to make me happy? What is it that I want to begin? My new beginning, my fresh start. It's time now. And this is a transformation that leads a transition that leads to a transformation. This is the time to make big changes and to bring in a transformation, opportunities, opportunities for success, opportunities for growth. This is the time for you now to grasp everything with both hands. For some of you, this could be the beginning of baby. This could be the beginning of you decide that you want to have children. This could be a time. It could be a good time for that too. And so, over the next, 3 to 5 or 6 months or so, it's very possible that you might decide to start a family. It's also very possible for some of you that you could find out that you might find out that you all just found out that you are having a baby. And so we've got this wonderful joy and celebration and happiness that's coming up over the next 6 months or in 6 months' time when you have this beautiful puppy. And it's going to bring change in your life. It's going to change a lot of things. Your life will be very different then. But, we do have a message from Spirit about making this decision. What is it that you feel you really do want to bring a closure to? And what is it that you really want to start on? We do have the career. We have changes in career, and we have work changes career, and we also have about your resume. So some of you may need to look into how you present your resume. If you're looking for a new job, sometimes you can get people to help you with a resume, but we've got the family card here. And so it's very possible for some of you that maybe there's somebody in the family that could help you to put your resume together so that you can present yourself in a little bit of a different light, if that is what you're planning at the moment. just have faith and trust. Do you feel that you need to make some changes? Do you feel that you need to do things differently? If it does feel right, then by all means do that. Do that. Put a brand new resume forth, and that could actually bring in the job that you're really wanting. We do need to tie up some loose ends. This is a time over the next 6 months where we need to tie up some loose ends. Could be career, could be business, especially if you're finding that you're going to have a baby, and so you need to do things a little bit differently. I feel there's a need to do a lot of planning at the moment, and so you do need to. Some of you need to start getting a bit motivated. Look, this could be a time when you're finding that a little bit difficult. You're finding a lot of challenges around you at the moment, and you're finding it hard to get motivated on something. Spirits are saying to you that you must have faith that you are being blessed. You are blessed. You are being guided, but you must have the confidence to honor yourself and do what's right for you, even if walking away from a job or a career, even though you're feeling that you don't quite know how you're going to go, or how it'll go in the future. The spirit is saying that there is a time. This is the time now for you to get motivated, get moving, get going on planning this, even though there could be some challenges around you. But if you're in a challenging position with your work, if you're finding it's just too much and it's too toxic, it's not good for you, then this could be a time, for the sake of your health, your mental health, and so on, that you actually start to look around maybe for a different career, or to change things in the career that you're in. This could also be your own business. It's very possible that maybe you need to make some changes in your business. Maybe things are not going the way that you would like, and you need to maybe put some things aside or do things a bit differently. So stop. You could say, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to do it a different way. That hasn't worked. I've tried it. It hasn't worked. It hasn't been as profitable as I had hoped. So now I'm going to go down this path, and I'm going to try that. And that's going to bring you all the success that you're hoping for. So it's a very busy time. This is a lot of things going on over the next 6 months, where we're going to be making a lot of decisions around family, decisions around completing things, bringing things to a closure, especially when it comes to any negative or toxic environments or people that are in our life. This is the time to do it now. And it will bring big change. It'll bring lots of positive change around us, because we won't have that negative environment sitting or bringing in there, sitting on our shoulders, and bringing in these burdens all the time for us to have to cope with. What else would they? I'll just ask Spirit what else they'd like to give us. This is, for the next 6 months. This is for this full moon, this eclipse on the 14th of March, and we'd like to ask Spirit for a little bit more guidance on what it is they'd like to say. We've got the Three of Swords. And so, look, the Three of Swords, everyone, look, it is a card of loss, but it is also a situation where it's very possible that that there are some things that you really do need to let go of. But it's not easy. There are some things you have to walk away from, but it's not easy. It can be a bit heart-wrenching at times. This can you also be over the next 6 months, moving away from family. You're moving because of your work or your career or whatever, and it's a bit upsetting. Your heartstrings are being tugged away. However, it is a time to look at what you need. This can also be, you needing to heal over a situation, heal from something. You may have been in not well. Over the next 6 months, you're going to heal and get back on your feet. This is a message to you, for all of us to know that the past is the past. Now is the time to put the sorrows and the sadnesses behind us, the sadness and the upsets and the things that haven't worked for us. We must accept that we mustn't dwell on that now. Now is the time for us to take what we learned from that. There's always something good that we learn from something that maybe not has gone the way we'd hoped. And so take what it is that you feel is a positive out of that, and now's the time for us to move forward. From today forward, from when the eclipse, the full moon steps in, we've started to feel the energy already. I'm doing this on the 10th. It's coming in 4 days. We're already starting to feel and think about what it is that we no longer wish in our life. And the Three of Swords is sometimes about having to let something go. Let go of the heartache that we've been going through, let go of the sadness, let go of the thought of, well, I've got to do this. I'm not happy about having to do this, especially if you've got to break away from a situation, a job, or people that have been toxic. However, I've got to do what's right for me. I've got to make these changes. I've got to bring what I need in my life for me. Now's the time for me. This is a time to what is important that I need, and this is how we've got to start thinking, everyone. This is what Spirit wants us to do with the energy of this full moon. They want us to reevaluate and to make some changes for us, changes that we need, things that we need in our life. This is an opportunity now to close the door on all the negative stuff. And it can be a little bit scary because, the day after the full moon, Mercury goes into retrograde. And we all hate Mercury in retrograde, don't we? Because Mercury in retrograde, oh my God, coming on a full moon and an eclipse can also make us feel a little bit shaky, can make us feel a little bit nervous and worry about, oh, if I let this go, what about how's things going to go in the future? And Spirit is saying, no, you mustn't worry about that. Things are going to be fine. But Mercury retrograde is a time to reevaluate. It's a time to look at things from a different angle. It's time to reevaluate this, make sure that's okay. I've done that properly. Get this ready. I'll prepare this. I'll prepare that. It's like baking a cake. You think, well, hang on, where's all the ingredients? Okay, well, I put that in first, and then I do that, and then I get that ready, and then once I've got everything, then I put it all together, and then boom, mix it up and put it in the oven, and it's all done. Same sort of situation, really. You get all the things you need, and while Mercury's in retrograde, you make sure you double check that everything's okay. I've done this, I've done that, and once Mercury turns, the retrograde's over. A couple of days after, when it's really moved, you can then go into action. Spirit's asking us to take action now on this full moon energy. There's the time for us to take control with Archangel Metatron, who forges us ahead, helps things to happen very, very quickly. This is the time now to show that we can do this, to have the willpower and show people we do have the willpower and the discipline to be able to achieve many things by letting go of the old, having the strength to do that so that we can move forward. This is very much a time when we need to move forward. It's the first quarter of the year. It's the first eclipse, and it's a very strong one, and they last for about 6 months. So the next 6 months, we really do need to get things moving in the way we want them to go. Not what others are saying, not what others are telling us, but what we feel is right for us. It's an important time to be our own person. And we have the Ace of Swords. So this is all about big opportunities, brilliant ideas, all these things that you're thinking about that you want to do. Now's the time to start these new beginnings, these fresh starts. Now's the time to get things moving and to prepare things. And okay, when that Mercury is in retrograde, this is the time to utilize the energy of this Ace of Swords, where you start to get your ideas into action. You start to think about them, write them down, make notes, make plans so that you're getting ready for when it's time to move forward. Okay, it can be a bit challenging. It can. Mercury in retrograde is always challenging. I don't like it because I've experienced it so many times with computers, phones. Oh, golly, no, none of us like it. It's one of those times we just have to ride the wave. And this is the time, whenever Mercury's in retrograde, we just need to ride the waves until it's over and done with. Just go with the flow. Don't get too emotionally upset, and stay calm emotionally, mentally stay calm, and just allow things to unfold and handle them as best we can without getting um, too upset, because swords are about our mindset, how we handle things, and the three of swords is the same. We don't want to get ourselves all emotionally distressed when some things may not move as quickly as we had hoped. So it's an important 6 months. It's an important time. Many of us are already feeling this energy of new ideas, thoughts, downloads that we're getting, making us realize that we need to maybe do things a bit differently, make some big changes. And this is definitely a time to do that. And, we must stand our ground. We must stick to our guns and stand our ground on some of the changes that are going to be taking place over the next 6 months. And for some of us, these changes are going to be where we live, about where we live, whether we move, whether we rent, whatever it is. This is movement, a big change when it comes to our home. Could be home improvements. Maybe you're doing a renovation and you're sticking to your guns and standing your ground on the budget of that, or what it is that you want done. But this is about strength. This is having the strength to stand your ground and to be strong in a situation that could have something to do with your career, where you work, and where you live. The Stand Your Ground card is also very much the Strength card of the tarot, where she has got her hand in the lion's mouth. And what it represents is handling things in a nice way, handling things in a community, the communication being honey, not vinegar. Let's put it that way. So it's okay to stand our ground, everyone, on something, but we can stick to our guns and stand our ground in a nice way. We don't have to get aggressive or anything like that. We can just sit down and talk things over and work things out in a productive way. It's just a matter of making up our mind that that's how we're going to do it. And so over the next 6 months, there could be things going on around you when it comes to where you are living, be it selling, buying, renting, no matter what it is, or even I'm also being told your career, where you may have to stand your ground on a situation around you. And that could be finances, could be the job itself, how much you get paid. Could be a contract of some kind that could come up that you're also going to be negotiating on. It is around about money. It is definitely around your wealth, your prosperity, your future. So the next 6 months is an important time for decisions also that we're going to be making when it comes to our finances, our career, our loans, very much a time of a negotiation. We're going to be negotiating on things. We might need to negotiate. And when we do that, we need to make sure that we do it in a cooperative way, because that's the only way really to get anywhere, isn't it? Look, we also need to be careful that over the next 6 months we don't try to deceive. We're not deceived in any way. My God is saying we mustn't deceive anybody. We mustn't make mistakes like that. We must try to be open and honest in our dealings with everybody. Speak the truth, speak our truth in a good way, in a caring way. That's very, very important. And to be upfront and always honest in the way that we present ourselves. Okay, and this is also about not allowing anybody to also to deceive us. So we have to be over the next 6 months. There could be a situation come up where we may need to look into things ourselves rather than just believe somebody's word, taking somebody's word for a situation for like a contract or paperwork or investment. So if you're thinking of investing in any way, thinking of putting some money into something, or you're thinking of buying a property, or just make sure that you do look into things yourself rather than just take somebody's word for it, especially if it's investment or because I'm getting the word reviews, and so Spirit is saying that maybe you're in a position where you may need to look into a company or a person and just see what others are saying, or you need proof, you need proof of success. So be aware that, over the next 6 months, anytime over the next 6 months, you could be in a situation where you may need to look into something yourself. And I'm also getting second guessing, second guess. So what does that mean, second guess? You probably, but tell me what that means, will you, everybody? What's my guides? What does he mean by a second guess? Um, I have heard of that, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe this is you second guessing something. Is it you're not sure? It doesn't feel right. It could be have something to do with your intuition. If that's the case, by all means, that's just confirming what they're saying about looking into things yourself rather than taking somebody's word for it. Okay. And so, for some of you, there could be, over the next 6 months, there could be some documents or paperwork that you need to handle, because we do have the scales of justice. There could be, for some of you, there could be a situation where you may need to, you might be the power of attorney for a will or something like that, where you need to get some more information. Yeah, so I've got a lot of paperwork here. So this is about you making sure you check the paperwork, make sure everything's correct, because there could be some things going on in the background that might not be on the up and up. So just make sure that you do look into any paperwork to do with documentation, contracts, wills, things like that, especially if you're even if you're not the power of attorney, but you're involved in that. You are being asked to be patient as well, not to rush in on this warning about you being careful about anybody making a suggestion to you or investment, or trying to get you involved in something where you need to look into the paperwork, or you need to make sure it's on the up and up. So be patient, not to rush in over the next 6 months, especially with contracts, documentation, wills, paperwork, and so forth and so on. We also have, the study card here. So it's possible that maybe you're going to be taking up some studies. It's very possible that you could be focusing on doing something like that. One of you, or a few of you out there, you could be thinking of studying, or you could have children or family that are thinking of studying, and so on. And I'm getting a lot of success around that. It could be you in a relationship, your loved one or your spouse may have decided that you wish to do some studies or learn about a new subject, or to add on to what they already do. This could also be children. Maybe your children are thinking of having some studies, or having some time out from your studies. Even they may need a little bit of time out from their studies if it's getting a little bit too much for them. So over the next 6 months, if there's a young with anybody in the family who's doing some studies and they're just struggling a little bit, and they need a little bit of time out, that's fine, because they can always go back to it. So if they are finding it a bit hard, then the spirit is suggesting that they do have a little bit of time out from that, just refresh themselves, and then they can go back in and finish their course, or whatever. So that's an interesting message too, isn't it? So we're going to ask now for a little bit more information from Spirit for the next over the next 6 months, what it is they want to say to us um, when it comes to this eclipse, this full moon. Uh, 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 this we're beginning on the 14th of this month, 4 days' time. Well, actually, I'll probably put this out. This will come out on the 11th. I'll do it on the 10th. I'll bring it out on the 11th, and that'll give you 3 days to go through this and to have a little look at it. So, what else would you like to give us for this period? Because it is a very important full moon. Don't forget, everyone, to full moons, best time to put your crystals out because especially eclipses, because they really do fire them up like crazy. So, what else is it you'd like to give us, please, when it comes to this full moon energy? Okay, so yes, it's very much a time of. This really is a time to walk away from things that no longer serve us, no matter how difficult that may seem at the time. Spirit is saying, and this is the eclipse. Look, this is the card of see the moon there? That's an eclipse. And look, when you have a look at that, he doesn't look too happy, but see the red coat? Now, red is confidence. Red is red shoes. Red. That's having the confidence to take that step and move away from something that we know it has not been good for us and is not good for us. That we know we need to do so we can move forward. Look at the bottom card. The bottom card is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is our moving away from things so that we can move forward and progress and build our life the way that we want it to be. So we don't have the interference of other people. And look, we got this before. We got this card before about relationships. Maybe you need to move away from a friendship or a relationship that's no good for you. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be, but it might maybe just a friend who's just not good for us. They're not a family member. They're just not. Um, they're not. They're always, making our life difficult. They're always bringing their troubles to us, or they're always. They're toxic or whatever. It's sad when that is the case, but Spirit is saying, well, have you been put out with this for too long? Is it better now for you to be able to move to step away from that, detach from that, and concentrate on what it is that you need, what you want at this time in your life? And I see that it's not an easy decision. It's been right. Look in the background. It's been wild. It's been really up and down, up and down. Things not changing. Things come good, then they go back to it. And so this is you now trying very hard to make a decision, and you want to make the right decision. And again, we got another decision. It's a very emotional decision, a decision around your finances, a decision around what it is you need to be happy. And we've got two major arcanas that have come up, and we've got the Chariot again. So they've given us the Chariot again, and they've also given us the Death card. And the Death card, as you know, is a good card. It's the ending, the time to bring things to a completion, a time to walk away from what it is that no longer serves us. It could be a job, it could be a location. You're in the wrong location. You need to move. The job is just you need to go to a different department. You've been there for 10 years and you're not getting anywhere. You want to advance. And so you go and talk to the boss and he says, yeah, okay, fine. I'll see what I can do for you. And you move on and everything starts to get for the better, turn around and turn out for the better. The Death card is about completions, endings, and new doors opening. The Chariot, taking control, the opportunity for big accomplishment around us over the next 6 months with this energy of this eclipse. So there's lots of things that we can bring into our life. Again, another confirmation of a completion. So everyone, this is where we have to think very deeply about what it is that doesn't serve us anymore. What is it that's not good for us? What is it that's pulling us down? What is it that we're sick and tired of and we want to just move on from? And so this is the time to do that. This is the time to make decisions and to have faith and believe in ourselves that we can do this. This is not a time to, but this is not a time to doubt ourselves. This is not the time to doubt ourselves. This is the time to have confidence and believe in what we're capable of. And so we'll just finish off and ask for a little bit more, please. We thank you for your guidance. What else would you like to add to this story today for us, please, Spirit? Thank you. What is it you'd like to give us? Yep. Don't be afraid, take a leap of faith. Don't be afraid to take that leap of faith. Have patience. Have patience. Things do take time. Things don't happen overnight. We're talking about the eclipse. We're talking about how it affects us for the next 6 months. Things take time. And yes, okay, I know you've got to weigh things up, and I know you're weighing things up, and you're a little bit, everything going to turn out okay? Am I making the right decision? But of course, you're making the right decision if it's good for you, if it's good for your health, good for your mindset, and we've got, and again, we're talking. Spirit is talking to some of you about career, work change, job changes, being successful in making job changes. This is you being successful in getting another job. This is you making changes in your career and being successful. This is about you being recognised, recognition for all that you've done as well. It's not just about you moving away; it's moving up in the world as well. A fair and just decision being made if you're going to apply for a promotion. This is going to happen in the next 6 months where you're going to be recognised and you're going to be able to move forward and get a raise, things like that. And for those of you with the home, Spirit again is repeating this message about big changes moving on in your home and profit and having a lot of more money around you, maybe being able to pay off your mortgage, things like that, and making big change. If you sell your home and having enough money to pay the mortgage off and then go on to another property where you might be able to buy it straight out. There's a possibilities here of making some huge changes in our life because this is a full moon of life changing activity. This could be a life changing time for all of us, and so we have to act on that opportunity. We have to bring that in. It's important that we actually bring it in. And so there's your outcome. Thank you so much. Spirit said, I want to give you another message, and she's given us the sun. And this is a beautiful message, a happy outcome. Do everything Spirit's told us today. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. What a beautiful way to finish off this reading because that just confirms everything Spirit has just brought through for us, doesn't it? Just confirms everything. And so, everyone, let's have a look at the beautiful message we got from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck. What has Spirit wanted to say to us? The God of the arts, the artist within you is about to emerge. So, some of you, are you artists? The God of the arts, wow. Are you an artistic person? This is about you being artistic. This is saying to you, the true artist within you is about to emerge. So this is very special for you. Very, very special for those of you who will resonate with this, and I'm sure you will. You will soon feel a strong urge to express yourself creatively. This creative expression will lead you to new and exciting ventures, to new and exciting projects and ideas. Expressing yourself creatively will also help you to balance and heal your emotions. So this is the time too when this is a time of healing and bringing yourself back into balance, which in turn will help balance and heal you physically. This is a time to be authentic and true to yourself. Allow yourself to express all you feel without reservation, censorship, or judgment. Honor the inner child within you and just be you. This is the time for us over the next 6 months. This is the time to express ourselves the way we truly are, in a loving, kind way, and just to be who we are. You can express yourself artistically in endless ways: painting, sculpture, dance, singing, music, gardening, knitting, woodwork, all sorts of things, isn't it? Pottery and writing, but a few of the many things and ways in which you can express yourself imaginatively and creatively. So the next 6 months is an opportunity coming up for us to be more creative and to bring out that creative side, to create our future, create what it is we really want in life, and honour what our creative side, honour that we have these creative gifts, and maybe start to learn. You might decide to learn a musical instrument. You might start to learn to become an artist. You might learn to an apprenticeship on something creative the next 6 months. If that's what you're thinking of doing, that's the time to do it. There's definitely a time to do it. But remember, we were given the sun. We were given this beautiful outcome to all the efforts that we put in for us for the next 6 months, for our journey, for our life, for what it is that we need. Because so many of us, we are in a situation where we sacrifice a lot for others. And it's because we care and we love people, and we love our family, we love it. But there comes a time when we have to say, well, I can still love people, but I need to just learn to say, I'm sorry, I can't do that today because I've got to do this for myself, or I'm sorry, I can't do that. I've already booked in to get my feet done, or body, or a massage, or hair. This is a time for you to start doing more for yourself and creating your life, our life, what we want. You don't have to cut off from people and put them out of your life. What you need to do is you need to make change. You need to change things and to bring in a lifestyle that is a lot more compatible with your needs, with our needs. What is it that we need? So I hope that helps everyone. This is just a reading for all of us for the full moon coming up on the 14th. It is an eclipse, don't forget. Good time to put the crystals out. The last full moon, I put all of my crystals out. My God, it took me forever to get them all out because I've got quite a lot. But if you've got special your special ones you really, this one, as it's one I use with my readings. I use these with all the work that I do, and I have done a video actually on my psychic development and growth, a video part of the channel where you get free guidance how to connect to spirit and so on. I have recently done a video that will probably come out about the same time as this one, on how to actually channel your crystals and work with your crystals. But I put this one out and my other favourites out every full moon, and the next morning they just sparkle. They've been energized, and just gives them more power. So it's a good time to let things go, but also to fire up your crystals too. If you have special crystals, give them a little wash first. Just run some water over them and pop them out in the garden, and where the full moon will shine on them, and we'll charge them up and they'll just sparkle like diamonds. So I hope this has given you some guidance today, everyone. Please give us a like. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, we do lots of different kinds of guidance for you. And I always get back to you with your comments, whatever it is you comment on. I always give you a response. So I always let you know that I appreciate that you've taken the time to actually connect with me. So take care, everyone. Please look after yourself, and I look forward to catching up with you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.